Here from Watch Your Language, and I am teaching here this afternoon at Redhead Wellness Century. I've got a little bit of time on my hands, and I thought it had been such a long time because I've been quite preoccupied over the last 4 months to be exact, 3 to 4 months, with this final editing, this final last stages of my book, Watch Your Language. I am literally in the last 100 pages of ticking off and getting the book off to print. I am so grateful for everyone's support and love and pre-purchasing that have just helped me keep going. I'm not gonna lie, the last 3 weeks especially have been so challenging and so hard, and hence why I would like to share a practice today to help alleviate stress and tension from our bodies. I've been speaking so much in my book, but also with my coaching clients about our especially our Western selves spending so much time in sympathetic overdrive. And it's something where I found that I was living in about 3 weeks ago. Just tension with financial tension with just overwhelm, busyness, pressure, and it just got me living in this fight or flight system that I didn't quite catch straight away. And in my book, Which Language, and of course from many teachings, when we can return back to a present state in the here and now, we can actually really notice what's going on in our body. So we can notice the somatic responses and reactivity that come when we are under stress, and we can actually do something about it and change. Now, when we can recognize that we are living in that sympathetic overdrive, we can then start to heal. So when our bodies are in a stress state or in fight or flight, we actually shut down our digestive system. There is not much functioning that is needed for the internal organs and the digestive system, because the blood flow moves, of course, to the limbs and the hands and the feet and the legs and the arms to run and sprint from the so-called threat. So if we are living in our sympathetic overdrive state in fight-flight, then our digestive system is constantly shutting down, and our amygdala, the fear response, is constantly wired to react. It's something I talk on hugely in my book, and we're all human, we all go through it, but the quicker we can become aware of the reactivity and the tension in our body, the somatic experience or the somatic response, we can then do something about it to calm down our nervous system, to bring ourselves back to equilibrium, and of course come back to balance. So this practice today will include a lot of twists. It is not a beginner practice. I'm really wanting to move some stuff today, so I have no idea where this is going to go. I never plan anything, but I do know that we're going to twist and turn, so you're going to need a yoga block or two for your practice. And as I said, if you are after a beginner practice, just go back through my channel. There is quite a few now beginner practices on there, but with that, we will get started. We're going to start in a kneeling position or seated, and we're going to start with some breath work. So when you feel ready, I gently invite you to shut down the eyes. You know, in Ayurveda, in Eastern medicine, there are 2 main concepts that make up this beautiful ancient practice. And the first concept is that the body and the mind are connected. And the second concept is that nothing has more power to heal the body than the mind. Nothing has more power to heal the body than the mind. So with our tuning in, with our recognition of what is going on, we can come to a place of awareness without judgment or criticism. We can pause, take a breath, and choose again with compassion and kindness. To choose again to respond, not react. So that we are keeping our nervous system and our digestive organs in order. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm going to guide you through some deep breath work. When we do this breath, I want you to think of 3 parts of your torso, the belly, the ribcage, and the lungs, fully expanding on the inhale. And as you exhale, they're going to deplete. So take a breath in and open the mouth and let it go. Inhale, expand the belly. Inhale, expand the ribcage. Inhale, expand the lungs. Exhale, deflate the lungs. Exhale, deflate the ribcage. And exhale, deflate the belly. Again, inhale, belly, ribcage, lungs. And exhale, lungs, ribcage, and belly. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going for 5 more rounds. If we continue to maintain a body that is living in a sympathetic overdrive, we risk the onset of inflammation, sickness, and disease. So what I notice in my body when I start to tip out of balance is immediately I start to become bloated. My skin breaks out and becomes angry. I hold tension in around my shoulders. I hold excess water weight. And I find that my breathing becomes shallow. I can't make good decisions and I don't feel in flow. My dialogue and thoughts to myself start to go downhill. For me, that is a massive red light to tune in, to come back to presence, to look at these signs that are happening in my body and acknowledge them and say, thank you. Thank you for showing up, for showing me what I need to feel. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's start to move. Fingers are going to spread nice and wide, and if you need more movement through the spine, I'm not going to do too much, I've moved a fair bit today, then please pause and take a little longer. I shall face this way. We're just going to start to S the spine. So I'm leading with my head and my hips are going the opposite direction. It's almost like a bit of a lizard crawl, but without moving the knees and the hips. So the knees are on the ground and we just start to snake the body side to side. So starting already to create this twisting and compression through the organs, noticing the space between the joints of the spine, and warming up the wrists and the elbows as we start to move. If you haven't yet already, start to breathe in through the nose and exhale through the nose. Transferring direction now, we're going to just start to articulate that spine as we dip the head and then exhale up and over angry cat. So inhale, duck dive through and exhale up and over. Inhale, duck dive through and exhale up and over. Now, one of my, actually by far, the most watched video on my YouTube is the primal yoga. So we're going to be sweating a little bit today, and I might incorporate some primal animalistic movements, reverse the direction, in this yoga practice today because it is a little fun. And my movement practice has just been such a beautiful, humble, curious, and explorative journey as to feeling like a kid again and bringing that sense of playfulness and childlike fun into our bodies, especially as adults. From here, we're going to tuck our toes and just sit back for a little while. If you need to come up a little bit, then come up a little bit. Bring the hands out in front, tuck the tailbone under slightly, and we're going to just roll the wrist for a moment. So creating a little bit of movement in the wrist. Then if you need more wrist mobility, I'll attach a wrist mobility routine below, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this today. We're going to get moving and flowing and twisting and breathing and playing. From this position, we're coming back to tabletop position. We're going to tuck our tail under, so sad dog through the tailbone. Tuck your toes, knees stacked under hips, wrists under shoulders, and hover those knees off about 2 centimeters off the ground. Keep the shoulders protracted, belly drawing into spine, and we're going to breathe. Hold here, notice the body start to heat up. Notice the nature of the mind. Can you keep a steady, slow breath? Slowly dropping those knees down and wide. Find a child's pose just for 3 breaths. We're going to play with that little option again, and you've always got the option to keep your knees down or stay into that option. If not, we're going to start to add a little bit of a balance. So coming back up into that turbo cat position, tucking toes, knees under hips. We want to make sure we have a sad dog through tailbone. Lift off the knees. Now from here, bring the hands a little bit closer together, and we're going to lift the left hand and the right foot. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, right foot down, and then alternate right hand up, left foot off. Hold 5, 4. Try not to lift your right knee too much. 3, 2, 1. One more each side. Left knee is still quite low. Left hand comes off. Maybe you try and extend. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw back in last time. Left hand down, right hand off. Hold here. Maybe you extend. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees go wide. Hips back over heels. Drop the elbows down this time and roll your wrists. Maybe you're thinking, what the hell am I doing? What have I just signed up for? I invite you to stay and lean into the discomfort. Just do what you can, rest when you need. Third variation, we're going to put a little twist into it this time. Both hands down onto the ground, tuck the toes, knees hover. Lean into the right and start to open your hips to the left. The left hand is going to come off, and we're going to just drop that right hip down. This is going to be your option. Push through the left foot, twist back to that cat position, knees are hovering. Lean to the left, left foot swings through to the right. Drop the hips down here and pause. Push through that right foot, rotate back, and find your way to that cat position. We're going to go 4 more times. As we start to twist, don't rush it. Maybe you even extend that leg out long. Push up, rotate belly to spine, and twist to the other side. We really want to take our time here. We're starting to get a little bit of twisting work through the torso, the core, the obliques. Take that time, don't rush it. We're going to go 2 more after this. So steady breath. Again, your option is to always drop those knees down and come to a child's pose. 1 more of these. Well done, everyone. And from here, walk yourselves back to a forward fold at the back of your mat. And let that all go. Breathe in. Breathe out. And please soften your knees as much as you need to forward fold here. I'm just noticing my hamstrings are a bit tight today, so I'm bending my knees just to alleviate that tension a little bit. Shake your head, yes and no. If I lift my head at any point, it's only so you can hear my voice projecting. Please let your head be heavy. Let your day go, whatever has happened in your day, you know, an email at work, a Facebook or Instagram comment that you're still pissed off about, somebody cut you off on the way to work this morning, let it go. It is so irrelevant and it is just taking space up in your body. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly walk yourself out and we're going to find our first high plank. It's going to move through a little bit of spinal flow here. From your high plank, take an inhale and then exhale back to a child's pose. Take a full breath in and then slide yourself through. Forearms come down, toes or feet spread apart. Good. We're going to take 3 oscillating cobras for this first one. Inhale, start to peel up the spine, just to your degree, and exhale, come back down. 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. And last time here, breathe in. And breathe out. Finding our first downward facing dog, I encourage you to tuck your toes, lift your quads off belly to spine, slowly push up high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Wriggle your feet, your hips. Notice the connection between your feet and your hips. Right, massage the balls of your foot, spread your toes, press out of those hands and find what feels good for you here. Let's move that in a flow. Inhale, ripple through high plank, working through protraction. Exhale, find your way to a child's pose. We're going to move nice and slow. Inhale, slide yourself through, feet apart. Oscillate the spine in your cobra, and then exhale, find your way up and over, downward facing dog. One more like that, and then I'll offer a variation. Inhale, ripple through, high plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, slide forward, feet apart, make room for the sacrum. Find that up dog or cobra, and then exhale, roll over, downward facing dog. Now, you can either choose to stay with that variation or inhale, ripple through high plank. Keep the arms straight, stay on the toes. Exhale, drop the hips down, press the sternum forward. Variation of up dog. Inhale, bend the knees and bend the elbows. And exhale, back downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple through. Exhale, sternum presses forward, arms straight. Inhale, press back, and exhale, down dog. One more. Inhale, ripple through. Exhale. Inhale, bend elbows, bend knees. Exhale, down dog. Slowly walk your feet like 10 steps. Take your time. Don't rush it. Towards your hands. Stretching the back of the hamstrings. Keeping them straight for as long as you can. And we inhale to a halfway lift. Hands on shins, flat back, and exhale, fold. Push through those feet. Inhale, rippling all the way up to stand. Bring the hands up above the head and then let them go. Take a few moments here just to pause, to maybe shake it out. Loosen what you need to. Take 3 breaths. Fully in. Let it go. Breathe it in, this new expansive energy of now. And then exhale, let go of your day. It is a choice to hang on to it. That is on us. Take 1 more breath. And exhale. Let's do a little bit of movement. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale, bend the knees and fold. Halfway lift, breathe it in. Step back to your high plank and pause. From this high plank position, keep your shoulders protracted. Squeeze your bum so much that it tucks the tailbone under. Keep those shoulders above the wrists. From this high plank position, we're just going to slowly bring the right knee in towards the nose. Hold here, notice the core activate here. And then thread the right foot over to that left side. Both hands on the ground for now. Noticing the twist in the body here. Notice the compression in that right side of the waist. Now you can either choose to stay here or come onto those left fingertips, and we open up into fallen star. Again, option to keep that left hand on the ground, joints stacked on that right side. Take one more breath in, and exhale, we're going to open up into a straddle. Take a full breath in, long spine, and exhale, fold forward. 3 breaths. Take one more breath in. Surrender on that breath out. Let's reverse exactly where we just went. Right hand comes up and over, external shoulder rotation, fingers face forward. From this position, what we're going to do is bend the left knee. Place the left foot on the ground. We're coming up to 3-legged dog. Press through, compress through the waist. Right leg comes up, inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend that top knee, and this time we're flipping over to a wild thing. Right toes chase the ground. Just one breath here as you inhale, open through the sternum and feel the back bend. Exhale, we're bringing the right foot to the top of the right side of the mat. So take your time, finding your way to a low runner's lunge. You can always drop that back knee down if you need. Straight away, left hand down, right hand comes up into a twist. Breathe here. Notice how this feels in the body. Beautiful. Take one more breath, and then we're going to walk it over to the left, opening up into Skandasana. Now play around here with your hips. This is going to look different for everyone. So we're here for a couple of breaths. Take one more full breath in, and then slowly walk yourself back to the front. We're going to turn the right foot forward to face the front of the mat. And then from here, slowly float your left foot to meet its partner, forward fold. Breathe in, breathe out. Bend the knees, drop the butt, tuck the tail under chair pose. From this position, take an inhale and exhale, sweep the arms back behind you. Inhale, lifting up, gathering energy, and exhale, get rid of your day, get rid of that stress and tension. 3 more times. Breathe in, breathe out, getting a little lower every time. Push through those heels. Really start to feel the fire that is really starting to build and heat up in those quads, and say thank you. Hold here for 5, maybe coming on your tiptoes for 4. Hold here for 3. Hold here for 2, drop the heels and forward fold for 1. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, and you can either jump, step, or skip your vinyasa. Take your time though. High plank, exhale to low plank. Elbows shifting back. Draw the heart space forward as you inhale, a lift. And exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, you can always pause this video anytime. If not, we continue. Inhale, ripple through high plank. Pause here. Belly to spine, shoulders protracted. Slowly bring the left knee in towards your nose. Now start to lean into that left hand. Keep both hands down. Come onto the blade of the left foot. It is really hard to talk in this position. You can either stay here in supported falling triangle, or lean into that left hand, squeeze your inner thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. Take one more breath and slowly start to open into a version of straddle. Well done. Woo. Take a breath in, and then exhale, fold forward. Take 3 delicious breaths here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm warming up a fair bit right here. One more full breath in, and a full breath out. All right, the transition, we want to lift up the left arm, and externally we want to take the left shoulder. So left fingertips facing forward. Bend the right knee, push the sole of the right foot down. Now squeeze and engage the left side of the waist. So compress through that left side of the waist. Start to rotate as the left leg lifts. That is such a tongue twister, three-legged dog. Bend and open, exhale. Either stay here or slowly transition the weight to your right hand. And those left toes chase the ground. And we lift up and find a wild thing for a full breath in. Stay for the exhale. And from here, slowly, left foot to the top of the mat. Take your time. Play with the balance, play with the instability, and then get your foot to the top of the mat. However you get those fun runners lunge. Woo, breathe in, breathe out. Right hand down, left hand up, twist. Notice how good this feels, starting to let our body know that we're about to get a little twisted and tangled in this sequence today. Take one more breath in, look down, walk to the right, Skandasana. Your variation, let it feel good, move it around. Let it be a little fluid here. You might even open an arm if that feels good for you. You might drop the back heel. It's your shape. You do you. Take a breath in, slowly walk back to the front. Left foot faces forward. How slowly can you float that back foot to your left foot? And then inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. All right. Let's find chair pose again, shall we? Inhale, chair. Exhale, stay. Inhale, come up onto your toes. Optional crow pose. As you come down, staying on the toes, maybe those elbows or triceps on the inside of the knees. Maybe you just play with being here. Maybe you play with squeezing those triceps into the knees and vice versa and lifting one foot. Maybe you face plant, maybe you lift the other foot and then take your time to step, jump or float back through a vinyasa. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here or in a child's pose. I want you to know that pausing is part of nature. No animal or anything in nature completely is on the go all the time. The duality of life is that we must move fast, we must move slow. We have our dark days and we have our good days. None is better or worse than another. It's all part of the journey. It's when we choose to hold on to the moments in life that we cling to, those really great, amazing moments, and then we compare things to them, or we suppress and we resist and we push down the moments we didn't want to feel, that things get stuck. It gets stuck in our energy centers and it starts to come out physically. Right? There's stress and tension and reactivity, and then of course into the physical body. It is our job to move through life being present, to not cling, to not suppress, to see things as they are. Right? Acknowledge when it's messy, acknowledge when it's good, but don't hold on. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then when you feel ready, we are going to pop up into a downward facing dog. Let's play with that practice a little bit. And we'll add in a few things and get a little creative. As I said, maybe even some primal movements and some handstands might even flow on. We'll wait and see. From this position, inhale, ripple through high plank. Beautiful. Stay for the exhale. Slowly bring the right knee in towards the nose and then transfer to fallen triangle. This time, maybe that foot stays off the ground. Take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale. Place the foot down if it wasn't and find your way to a straddle. Take a full breath in and then exhale, forward fold. This time, just one full breath in and a full breath out. Unravel yourself, right arm comes up and over, fingers towards front of mat. Bend the left knee, place the left heel down. Start to rotate in and around. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, up and over, wild thing. Take a full breath in here, open the heart. And exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Beautiful. Try to keep that back knee up if we can. Inhale, lifting up the right hand here. Now exhale, bring the right hand towards the back of the mat. We're going to start to transfer by bringing the left hand now up. Coming to a twisted high lunge. The hip creases are facing forward, but we're twisting from the torso. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more full breath in here and stay for the exhale. Slowly windmill those hands up and over, finding your way into warrior two. We want to nudge the right hip open here, so right knee is over right ankle. That's super important for the knee joint because the knee is a hinge joint. We really want to work with that, so use the tripod of the right foot. If you are not sure what the tripod of the foot is, go back to my earlier videos. I've got heaps of videos on the feet and just how important the relationship between the foot and the hip actually is. Breathe here in your warrior two. Again, arm variation of choice, eye gaze forward. Maybe you even bring the hands behind the back. We've got 2 more breaths here in a warrior two. Beautiful. From this warrior two, we're going to inhale, flip the front palm and reverse. As we exhale, we're going to just find our extended side angle. So bringing the right hand down to block your knee or the ground and shooting that left hand up and over. Maybe it's here, maybe it's over. Really pull up the underside of your waist here and feel the length down the whole left side of the body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, take one more full breath in. As you exhale, revisit Skandasana now. So coming back to that left side. This is where we might play a little bit. Take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale. Place both hands on the ground and bring your right foot in to meet a squat on the left side of your mat. From here, we're going to lift up the left hand, lift up the hips a little bit. Left hand comes in front of right foot, right hand down, and the feet are going to travel across. We're going to bring that right hand in front of that left foot, straighten the arms, push it under the arms, and travel the feet across. We're going to do this 2 more times each side. Really lift up and elevate by pushing the hands into the ground, and you'll feel this sensation of float. So hard to talk through that. A sensation of floating. You can make it fun, make it playful. 1 more time here. Push down, lift up. Find a squat at the back of the mat. Pause here. Take 3 breaths. Notice the heart rate. Let it go. From this squat position, we're going to crawl ourselves back to the top of the mat, taking your time to land yourself in a high plank. Take a full breath in, exhale, chaturanga. Hold here at elbow height for 5, 4, this is optional, 3, oh, that's optional actually, 2, 1. Inhale, sweep the chest through, sternum forward. Exhalation, downward facing dog. Woo. Let's take that to the other side. Inhale, ripple through, high plank. Pause here. How slowly can you draw that left knee in towards the nose? Start to rotate over to the right. Starting to thread that left foot through, either hover or place blade edge down. Hold for 3, hold for 2, hold for 1. Start to open up into your straddle. Enjoy this moment of space. Take a breath in. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come back up. Bend the right knee, right sole of foot on ground. Left hand comes down. Take your time, sweep yourself up and over. 3-legged dog. Breathe in, left leg is lifted. Exhale, slowly over to wild thing. Again, totally optional. Inhale, lift up the heart space. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. No rush. Play with the transitions. Really feeling that twisting movement through the body. Woo. Right hand down, left hand, I'm sweating. Left hand up, breathe in. Stay for the exhale. Straighten that back leg as much as you can. Left hand comes back. Start to draw open the left delt and the pecs, and then finding our twisted lunge here. Breathe. Revisit and check in with your breath. Have we lost it? Come back to, not my breath, but come back to breathing through the nose. It's hard to talk and teach at the same time. So good struggle. From here, take one more breath in. Stay for the exhale, warrior two. Slowly just windmilling yourself up, just adjusting my mat. Taking your time to find yourself into your warrior pose. There's no rush. I used to be one of those people that would really rush into a pose, and I'd get there and I'd be like, I'd be here for ages, and I'd get pissed off because I wanted to be the first there. That was where my mindset was at. I wanted to be the best at everything. I needed to be perfect. Can I tell you something, that if we are always searching, we'll always be looking. So this is it right now. Embrace the imperfections of it all. Let it be what it is. This is it. This is it. Today is it. This moment is it. So let yourself enjoy it for what it is without the need for more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, flip and reverse. Parsvakonasana. Take your time. Either left elbow to left knee, or bringing it down and finding your way into Parsvakonasana. Squeeze your right quad. Lift up the inner side of the left waist. Take one more breath in, and then surrender the pose. Walk to the right. Skandasana. So you're bending into the right knee and your left leg is extended. I'm just going to change sides, I'm facing it. So we've got the right knee bent and the left leg extended. We are going to move ourselves back into that squat position again. Now, this time, if you've got the space, you're welcome to elevate the feet up a little bit more and play with a little bit more of a lift in the hips, or again, just practice where that monkey crawl was at. Again, it's just about having a bit of a play. So we always bring the opposite hand in front of the opposite leg. So my right hand is going to go in front of my left foot, and lean into that. We have the shoulders lifted here. So I want to work a protraction, and then the feet slide. Now if you want a little bit more, you can press down, lift up, and have a little play with a bit of a jump through the middle. It is not about it being perfect, it is about having some fun. So, let's make sure you're not going to take out your kids, an animal, a plant, whatever, and we're going to go two more. Or, choose to rest. Maybe you stick it through the middle. Woo! And then have a play with getting out of there. Maybe you don't. It's all part of it. Doesn't matter. Does not have to look like anything. Find a squat back, that right side of your mat. Take a breath in. Notice the heart rate. Walk yourself back out to a high plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the elbows, this time all the way to the ground. We're going to untuck those toes. And just finding ourselves into a Cobra Pose. So I invite you to take 5 beautiful breaths here. Fully in and fully out. Take this moment to just honor your body, to notice the stress that we've just put our bodies through. To also notice that that was our choice. To allow ourselves to twist and flow and ignite that digestive fire, that Agni, which is a huge part of the process. If we are constantly on overwhelm and stress and tension and on the busy train, our digestive fire, our Agni, goes out. It literally burns out, which means that nothing moves. Things get stuck, and then our malas, our waste products, well, we don't get to waste them. They build up in our body as toxins, as ama, toxicity. And hence where we start that early onset of inflammation, sickness, and disease. So your body is always your biggest teacher. When things start to show up for you that are not feeling good, you'll see it, you'll feel it, but don't ignore it. Say thank you. Thank you for showing up, for showing me what I need to heal. Take a breath in, and then come all the way down to the ground and rest your head on the mat. Pause. Take one more full breath in here. And stay for the exhale. Invite you to slowly come up, and we're actually going to do a pose called Owl Pose. Then this is, I find, such a banger of a pose. It's Shoelace Pose, but with lateral flexion in the spine. So if you need to sit on a cushion or elevate the hips, please do. We need a block, and we're gonna bring our right, I should have got the block before I went into this. We're gonna bring our right leg on top of our left, both sit bones down. With the right leg on top, we are putting the block to the right side of the mat. We're just going to spend a minute here today for this practice, being that it is a shorter practice, but I do have many yin practices on this channel that explore this pose for a much longer period of time. So with the block to the right, make sure you use the height you need. We're going to place the forearm on the block. So we're starting to stretch the lateral side of the spine on the left. And slowly with this top arm, we're actually going to bring the hand behind and tuck it into your yoga tights. So we're opening up the front of the deltoid on the left, and we're compressing the right side of the waist and creating space down that lateral edge of the body on the left. Let your head fall to the right, and we also stretch the SCM muscle in the trapezius. 5 breaths here. Take one more full breath in. And just full breath out. If you want to stay longer, I honestly recommend pausing the video and staying. For those of us that need to continue gently coming up, what we're going to do is plant the right foot on the ground. So the right knee is now elevated, left hand and arm coming across. Elevate through the spine, and we turn and twist, looking over the right shoulder. Really feeling this beautiful twist in the digestive system. Again, allowing the body to rid itself of any built up toxins called ama. Toxins can come from anything, not just food or alcohol. Information we digest, people we hang around with, environments we choose to put ourselves in. If it's not serving us, it is likely going to get stuck in our bodies. Slowly come back to center. Unravel the legs, and let's change sides. Again, I highly recommend, if you've got the time, pausing and spending a little bit more time in these spaces at the end here. If not, you're coming with me for time. Block to the left side, left leg on top. Just tune in to what height you need that block on. The forearm comes down, and we open up the right side of the spine, really breathing in. With this top hand, it's going to come behind and tuck into the back of your yoga pants so it doesn't move. We're opening the right side of the shoulder and the chest and the pecs, and then letting the head fall to the left, stretching the SCM muscle right down into the trapezius and allowing everything to let go. 5 breaths. Try to soften and let go of tension here. The breath is starting from the belly all the way up to the lungs. One more full breath in. And an exhale. Slowly unravel. We've got the twist to go. So we're going to place the left foot on the ground, spine tall, bring the right arm around, grow from the crown of your head, and then twisting, looking somewhere over that left shoulder. You know, there's an old saying, Gabby Bernstein mentions it in her book, Happy Days. The subconscious presents in the now physical body. The subconscious now presents in the now physical body. What we choose to hold on to stays stuck and stored. It doesn't go away. So we're just going to spend 5 breaths here just acknowledging if there's anything in our day now that we can release, so that we don't hold on to it, we don't keep it stuck in our body. We don't allow ourselves to keep it shoved down to present later when we're triggered in our environment. Your body, your choice to respond or react in times of tension, when we are triggered in our environment, is up to us. I urge you to stay calm, to stay relaxed. Whatever the moment is that's unfolding in front of you is going to unfold anyway. 1% of the time you are going to need to really use that fight-flight response. But the rest of the time, what you can do is notice that the moment is uncomfortable. Soften your shoulders, open your heart, and don't, whatever you do, close. Every time we close, we shut down that digestive system, which is slowly leading us on a path of inflammation, sickness, and disease. Breathe in. Breathe out. So your breath, this big breath, breathing from the belly all the way to the lungs, is your key to interrupting that pattern. The moment you breathe from the belly, you stimulate the vagus nerve, which tells your brain you are safe, you are held, and you are okay. And that's how we maintain and equalize a body and a mind that is in harmony, that is present, and that is well. Take one more breath in. And a breath out. Take a moment, bring your hands to your third eye, honoring yourself for showing up, for pouring your own cup first. For when we pour our cup first, we can receive love. When we can receive love, we can then give that out to another. From my heart to yours, namaste. So much gratitude, everybody, for putting yourselves first and taking that time to fill your cup. Keep an eye out over on my new Instagram page. My old one got hacked, so watch.ya.language for new uploads, but more so workshops. I've been actually on the journey now of writing my second book, The Perfection Pandemic, and I'll be running workshops across Australia from April 2022 on these body editing apps, our social media expectations, and not just for teenagers but also for parents and carers in the world we're in, as to how we can come back to authenticity, how we can be the light we wish to see for others, and of course how we can shift our dialogue from judgment and comparison to acceptance and compassion. Have yourselves the most beautiful afternoon, or whenever you practice, and let me know in the comments how you went.